Alright, the red light means we're recording. Hello everybody, this is V-Dogs, Victor William over here, coming to you from the couch. With me, as always, is my boy Tyler.
Hello.
That was interesting.
Yes, this is very interesting.
He's challenged. He's just a little challenged, and he'll be okay. Just tap him on the head, wipe the spit off his face, and he'll be okay. So, this is our first podcast, so I hope you guys enjoy it. We just got off a very impressive win for the Packers. We're Packer fans here. Go Pack Go. Very impressive win. Very, very good. They looked awesome. They were playing the Eagles without Foles, of course, but they still had Sanchez.
Yeah.
You can't take the jet out of Sanchez. I don't care how long he's in the league. The guy stinks. He sucks. Anyway, Rodgers was impressive as always. He did some good. Tyler, take it away.
So, my commentary on the Packers game was that the Eagles sucked. Well, I would say it now, but we would have to bleep it out later, so I won't. The Eagles sucked. That's one. Two, the Packers had a pretty good game. The commentary was exquisite. What am I saying? Alright, the Packers did good.
They did. 53-20. That's how good it was. Rodgers, man, you can't say enough good things about him. He's unbelievable. How many touchdown passes did he have?
I think like 2 or 3.
I'm checking right now. He threw for 341 yards, 3 touchdowns. Lacey had 10 carries for 69 yards, 1 touchdown. Cobb had 10 receptions for 129 yards. He didn't have a touchdown, though. But, them be the breaks. Sanchez had 2 touchdown passes. He threw for 346 yards. That's not bad. I always... Yeah, well, I always have a lot of negative things to say about Sanchez because,
he sucks,
he's Sanchez. But he was not blessed at all with the teams that he's been on with the in the NFL. He was with the Jets for a few years, had that one good year, and screwed it up. He was misused. I mean, Rex Ryan is horrible. So he's a backup for Foles, who had a very good year last year with the Eagles, took Michael Vick's job. So now they switched. Michael Vick is over in New York, New Jersey, whatever the hell you want to call them, the Jests. And Foles gets hurt. Yeah, it's a joke. You can laugh. Press the button. You can laugh. Foles goes down, gets hurt. They're going into today. They were 7-2, so they're definitely a playoff team. But they look like crap. Well, we could say it. It's a podcast. They look like shit. They were horrible. Packers, of course, on the other hand, killed them again. Last year they destroyed the Bears. And that's always fun if you're a Packer fan, Beat the shit out of the Chicago Bears. You gotta love it. If we could do the same to the Giants, that would be wonderful. Next week we're playing Patriots, so there's another 7-2 team. We're playing tonight. They got the late game. So, moving forward, let's see what the Pack can do. I think they're gonna do some good. So Tyler, what subjects do you want to touch on in this podcast of ours?
Upcoming movies.
Upcoming movies. Okay. There's a genre.
Genre.
I don't know. I really don't know about any upcoming movies. I mean, I know the movies I want to see. The Star Wars, the new Star Wars trilogy, but I think we have to. Good. Yeah, I think we have to wait till like 2016 or something.
I just don't want Luke Skywalker to come up and be like, woo-dee-dee-woo, la-la-la-la.
Well, listen, I think it's great that Disney bought the rights because they are going to take this movie into so many directions. There's going to be, I believe, 9. There's going to be 3 trilogies. There's going to be 7, 8, 9 for the original movies, and then they're going to have 2 other trilogies that kind of go alongside with this. So Disney buying it, and they're certainly going to move a lot quicker than Lucas, because Lucas just kind of, dicked around for a long time. I mean, you take a look at the original set, which was what, 4, 5, 6? That came out in the late 70s into early 80s, right? And then they disappeared off the face of the earth, I think they rebooted it back in, I don't know, they rebooted it. When did the first prequel come out? That was like mid-90s, right? I think it was like 90, 98, late 90s, 98, 99, something like that. I really got to get my facts going before we talk about movies, but, I'm just going with the flow here. Flying solo. You get it?
Yeah.
Flying solo. Han Solo.
Yeah.
The Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Anyway, so that's one of the movies that I really want to see. Star Wars thing. Then there's, of course,
Batman versus Superman.
Batman versus Superman. Everybody's talking about this one. And then you have
Guardians 2.
Guardians 2. But let's back up a second. Batman versus Superman. I never understood that. I mean, Batman is just a ninja. He's just a guy in a suit. I mean, listen, Kevin Smith, no disrespect. I know you love the guy. I love the character too. I think it's one of my favorite characters. I mean, put it up there with Wolverine and such. So I'm a huge Batman guy. I love Spider-Man, the X-Men. But when you're talking about Batman versus Superman, Superman has all those powers, and that's one of the main reasons why I dislike him, because he's too powerful, He's too powerful.
And that's one of the reasons that you love Spawn, because he's powerful, but...
Yeah, but he's powerful in a different way. He's a Hellspawn, so, I believe every time he uses his powers, he weakens, and he's one day closer to going back to hell. The Spawn comic book is amazing. I mean, Todd McFarlane sends a big FU over to Marvel and takes pretty much their most creative people and brings them over to Image, and they create this alternative comic book, which existed. Independent comics existed before Image, but I don't think there was ever a time when comic books, when Marvel and DC really had another competitor. It was really just Marvel and DC for years, for like 50 years.
Because back then you always looked at Marvel DC like Coke and Pepsi,
Right, Coke and Pepsi, and there you go. Todd McFarlane comes in and brings out Image, and they create all these crazy characters: Savage Dragon, Shadow Knight, or whatever the hell that character is called, the Pit. But Spawn, and I think everybody, I was one of them. I ran out, Youngblood, the group that's kind of like Image's X-Men. I was one of those guys that ran out there and bought up all of the number ones, Spawn was supposed to be like the biggest comic of the century, and of that along with the Death of Superman, which I think combined is worth about $6, so I got taken. But I have added to my collection since, and I paid some pretty good money for it. So, neither here nor there. But Batman versus Superman, So we have the guy who played Superman. He's back. Henry Cavill, I believe his name is. And then you got the new guy playing Batman, which is a big fan of Kevin Smith. I think he was in a couple of Kevin Smith's movies, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember his name right now because I don't like him as an actor, but I think he's a clown. Yeah. Ben Affleck. There you go. Ben Affleck. And it's going to be directed by Zack Snyder. Amy Adams, of course, is coming back as the girlfriend. Whatever. So, that's another movie that I want to see, even though Ben Affleck is going to be Batman. Tyler?
Speaking about Batman, I remember a couple of days ago, I think, we were watching this MeTV.
Mm-hmm.
Batman old movies. Holy tartar, Batman. Okay. Like, maybe that's where SpongeBob got their, oh my god. tartar
SpongeBob.
sauce.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
What's the name of those two characters?
Patrick SpongeBob?
No, not Patrick SpongeBob Clown. I know them, but what is it? Mermaid Man and Barnacle
Barnacle
Boy,
Boy,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was actually really interesting because there was an episode where Adam West and Fred Ward, did the voices
Yeah.
for those two characters, which was awesome. It's was it the tartar sauce episode? It was the
Yeah,
tartar
yeah,
sauce
it was
episode.
the tartar sauce
One of my
episode,
favorites.
yeah.
I'm a huge SpongeBob guy. But while we're on the subject of comic books, just want to let you guys know the latest issues that I purchased is actually some good stuff. All Image, except for they turned Thor into a female, right?
Yeah.
Well, they're up to
21st century.
Yeah, they're up
Antics.
to issue 2, so I purchased that one. Actually, my wife was kind enough to go out there and get them for me. She was awesome. The new Kirkman issue of Outcast is out, issue 5, A Wrath Unseen, which is awesome. The new Walking Dead, which I always pick up, number 134, From Whispers to Screams. So we'll see if the character Jesus gets away with his life. He was attacked in the last comic, 133. It's by a group of crazies who are dressed up like zombies. And for a while there, you thought that the zombies learned how to speak, but we were fooled. So now we have Death of Wolverine, Life After Logan, number 1. So we'll see how much this was worth. This was actually $4.99. So this is an expensive book, but I find that the art. There's another one, Death of Wolverine. They did a 4-part series title.
Yeah.
In which they killed off Wolverine. So let's see how long Marvel keeps their big character right now dead.
You know what? Talking about Marvel and back to the topic of movies, Avengers 2. That looks awesome.
Wait a minute.
Avengers 2.
Isn't that already out on home video? Or
What?
Is it out on home video or is it new?
Avengers 2. They just come out with the trailer like a
Oh, they
week
just
ago,
came out with the
I
trailer.
think.
Okay.
2 weeks ago, maybe.
Not into the Avengers thing. I tried. I mean, I like the idea of bringing all those.
I mean, the one good thing about the Avengers, the first one, was the battle scene. That's what made it. That's what set it all, But
Yeah.
other than that, it was like, yeah, you gotta find the power cell.
Yeah.
Well,
I believe Iron Man was Marvel's Superman, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't see it. I mean, Superman's an alien and Iron Man is a guy in a metal suit. Right, yeah. So, there it is. But, it
You
should
know what
be
really
interesting.
surprised me? I went to watch the Guardians of the Galaxy movie,
Mm-hmm.
and I bought like a big comic book, like a compendium or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I found out that Iron Man is in the comics with the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Ah. Well, wasn't there 2? I think there's 2. I think there was an original Guardians.
Yeah, there was original
Which were
Guardians
made
with
up of-
Warlock, yeah. I
made up
have
of
no idea
actual-
who the original Guardians were.
Yeah, they do that.
I
the
like
comics,
Warlock. Warlock is pretty cool. He's awesome.
Yeah.
And Gamora.
Yeah, I'm not really into the whole Guardians thing, but I mean, I'm sure Marvel is. They're making money off of it.
Yeah.
But
That movie sold like that. Once it got those reviews, it was like, oh my god, I want to see the movie so badly.
yeah, I still remember seeing the original
We
Batman
haven't
movie.
watched it yet. We
No.
haven't watched it yet. We gotta watch
Yeah, we
it.
have a bootleg copy, which is awesome. But
Alright.
yeah.
You sure you want to be saying this in front of all these people? Like, yes,
Oh,
we
are
have
you kidding?
a bootleg
I'm a
copy.
pirate, man. Half of my media, pretty much all of
We
my
pirate
media.
movies.
All
Shout
of-
out to the NSA.
Yeah,
We
there you
pirate
go.
movies.
Yeah. A big fuck you to the NSA. But
You know they can see
I'm
you doing
pirate.
this right now. They can see you through your webcam.
No,
Yes, they can.
they can't.
Yeah, they can.
What am I doing right now, NSA? What am I doing right now, NSA? Yeah, they suck. I mean, if they didn't want pirators, then they should lower their prices. I mean, it's that simple. I'm not going to pay $30 for a newly released movie. I don't care if it's on Blu-ray, Black-ray. I don't care if it's digital copy. I don't care if it wipes my ass after I take a shit. You know,
that
I
would
really
actually
don't care.
be pretty good. I would love that.
It's ridiculous. So,
The
yes,
end. Oh,
I'm
my
admitting
God.
to you now that that
We
pretty
pirate
much,
movies.
yeah, we pirate movies. Yeah, every movie that we've watched in this house for the past 3 or 4 years has come from Pirate Bay. So, except for the few that I've actually gone out to see. You know, I've seen a couple of movies. I've seen the Godzilla, the new Godzilla, which was pretty cool, I have to say. And I'm a huge Godzilla fan, so I did not like the late '90s one with what's his name, Matthew Broderick. Did not like it. Thought it stunk. But you know. I think what they did with this new Godzilla movie was they brought Godzilla the way he looks. They brought the old type of Godzilla back, which was awesome. They didn't try to create some bizarro Godzilla like they did with the 1998 or 1990 whatever it was, the late 90s version where he looked like a large iguana. You know. I mean, come on. Seriously? It's Godzilla. He's modeled after a T-Rex, you know? A T-Rex with large man hands.
And radioactive power.
And radioactive power. True. So I did go to the movies to see that, but, you know, for the most part...
I'm surprised they actually came out with another Moth character. Isn't Mothra enough? Like, why so much on the Moths? Why not like, the gorilla scene? Like, why not another Godzilla versus
One of my
King
favorite
Kong?
movies of all time. Godzilla vs. King Kong from the late 60s. Great film. I mean, Godzilla was he's... An interesting fact about Godzilla was that he started out... I mean, if you can actually Google this, he started out only being a few stories tall. And then as the years progressed, he got larger and larger. And you can find... Yeah, you can find this size chart. Like, I'm going to put it in right now.
You know what's weird about doing a podcast? It's like you're talking into the thing.
Yeah.
But it's like...
And nobody's listening.
Yeah, right. But we'll probably get like 7 views by like in a year from now. Whoa, Tyler, we got 7 views! 2 more than the neighbors did!
How awesome is that?
Yeah!
How awesome is that?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I pulled up the size chart here. So, in 1954 to 1975, he was 50 meters, right? 1999, 2000, 2002, 2003, he was 55. Okay, that wasn't too bad. But then, in 84 and 89, he doubled. No, he didn't double, but
he doubled his size.
He went to 80 meters, which is, you know, he's towering over the other two. Yeah. And then, of course, in 91, 95, 2004, he doubled. Now he's 100 meters. And now for the 2014 movie, he was 120 to 150 meters. And I actually know why. Or at least I believe the reason why they're making him bigger is because back in the late 50s, early 60s, Tokyo, they really didn't have skyscrapers. So they didn't need to have him, you know, 120 meters high because... You know, at 50 meters, he pretty much towered over all the rice cakes. I mean, you know. But as the years went on and, you know, the buildings got taller and taller, to make Godzilla more menacing, they had to make him bigger. So there it is. There's my idea of why Godzilla grew exponentially over the years. Anyway.
You sound like freaking Gary Knoll when you end your sentences like over the years, people. Alright, people.
Gary Knoll.
Now we're gonna take a walk through vitamins.
I trust me, the last person I've been for the past few months has been Gary Knoll. We got to start juicing again. That's a must. But yes.
Yes, they're vegans. I eat no meat.
Yes, I am becoming a fat vegan.
Shout out to anyone who has any meat. I'll go over by my uncle's and grill it. That's fine. Just send it. Just send it there. I'll go. You know, it's.
You're a weakling, boy. You're a weakling, boyo.
Boyo.
So, what lays ahead for you this week, Tyler? What excitement lays ahead? Oh boy, that's it.
Yay! And parent-teacher conferences and my report card. So
oh boy.
Yay! Yay! Even more.
This might be Tyler's first and last podcast.
Yeah. A 70 in math? You freaking...
What? That's backwards? You mean you got a 7?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
That's right,
well,
I didn't mean it.
you know, I feel for you because I remember my report card days and my open schools, and they were awful.
This open school is gonna be awful.
School sucked.
I could tell. School sucks. Don't
sucked
put
for
it in
me.
past tense.
Sucks for you.
It still sucks.
Sucks for you. You
I
think
think
my job is any better?
I think it would honestly be better in prison. Because
Work is a 4-letter word. Oh, you think so?
yeah, I think
You think you'll be better off in prison?
because you're not spending the whole you're spending the whole day sitting around. You're not spending the whole way doing boring algebra. So that's better
Well,
on my case. And I would ask you guys to
listen,
send me like my books.
I hope that
Stop right there.
yeah, I hope that you never have to.
Go to prison. No.
That was our special guest, Lauren.
Yes, special
Yeah,
guest.
I mean.
Ma Dukes.
My dukes.
Ma Dukes, baby. Ma Dukes. Ma Dukes.
I
She's
can't
not.
believe what you just said.
She's feeling a little under the weather.
Mama committed a crime.
Yeah.
Let's kill
So
somebody. Yeah, what?
so there it is. Yeah. So you got school. I have work.
Shit.
We have your confirmation this Friday.
Yay.
That's a good thing. That's a very good thing. You're gonna tell God you love him.
Yeah.
And what name are you gonna pick, by the way? I never even asked.
Pio.
Pio.
Yeah, Pio.
No, Francis.
France, yeah.
His
Francis.
name-
What did you tell them? Because they
Are-
printed out
No,
Letters.
I told them Francis.
with it
Francis.
I, right?
From Saint Francis.
I don't know. Yeah, Saint Francis, Padre Pio.
Well,
His
name
first
was
name was Francis.
Francisco.
Francisco, whatever.
Wait a minute. What did you tell them then?
I don't know what I told them.
You don't know what you told him.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Wow.
Wow. So he could be. This is
Are you
Tyler
kidding me?
Tyler Robert Pio
Are you
Diuccia.
It could say Pio on it?
That's
funny.
Freaking
No,
loud.
it's not funny.
That's funny.
Francisco, when did you
Oh
give it
my
to them? Last year or this year?
This podcast just started.
When
ugly.
did you
Oh
give
my-
them the name?
You may want to contact Father
When
Paul.
did you
I
give
think I
them the
gave the
name?
name last year, Mom, okay? Let's just get on with the podcast,
Oh,
okay?
wow.
Yeah, we're
Wow. It's not
Pio.
funny. It's not funny.
Okay, stop. Sorry.
It's not something
Sorry.
to joke about. That's ridiculous. It's like forgetting your name.
Wow.
This is
You
gonna
did
be
tell
a-
him your name, right?
Because
Yeah.
I'd like to make something up with favors. And if the name is wrong,
Alright, I'll go over to the pastor tomorrow and ask
to
him.
the where?
I don't know what I
This
To
is
the
good stuff.
pastor?
Yeah.
Pastrum?
To the pastor room.
Wow.
It's gonna go to the pastor
sleep.
room.
Go back to sleep.
Uh,
Wow.
this is
Well,
gonna
I
be
think-
viral video heaven. Oh,
I-
yes. The couch.
Wow.
And it was good to know you, Tyler. At least our listeners got a chance to meet you
Yeah.
And meet my
First and
saint.
final time.
before he walks down the aisle and
Before Mom kills me.
Wow.
and his name is Pio. No, actually,
You might
really
not
quick
missing
before we
tomorrow.
sign off, I was talking to Gina about this on Friday, and she said that they don't do that anymore. I mean, they'll announce it. They'll say, "What name do
He
you
put
pick?"
it on his gown.
No, they don't do that anymore. I heard they don't do that anymore. That's what I heard. That's what Gina told me. I don't know. I don't know for sure. I mean, there's a chance.
It's not funny.
There's a
It's
chance.
a nervous laugh. I'm playing with it, okay?
Pio.
I'm sorry.
Would they even let him select Pio?
Of course.
Why? That's not a saint's name. That was a name that
I think you picked Francisco.
I hope you did.
I
His
don't
name was Francisco.
I probably picked-
Christ,
But even
wow.
Francis, if it's Francis, that's fine too.
I
Because
told his sponsor it was Francis. What if it's Francisco?
well, Francisco is the guy's name. You're picking the name from Padre Pio, right?
Yeah.
His name was Francisco Forgione. So, if that's the case, if you pick Francisco, then you're fine. If you told him Francis by accident, you can always say it's the patron saint of the animals, and you're an animal lover. You live with vegans.
We live
So,
with
it would suck if you
quote,
pick
unquote,
Pio.
quote,
I mean,
unquote.
it would really suck if you pick Pio.
And no, Tyler and Robert Pio.
I picked John, by the way.
Oh, cool.
John. Victor William John DiLucia. Anyway, that's
Yeah, I wanted to pick that other guy, the whatchamacallit?
the other guy. Jesus.
The other guy. It's not
Jesus.
Jesus. The guy that was in the Nazis and gave his life and stuff like that.
I don't know who that is. The guy who gave.
Mal-
the guy who. I think I know who you're
Set up
talking
the
about.
newspaper and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and he.
Marion Maxwell. Yeah.
What the hell was his name?
I don't
Liam
know.
Neeson played him in the movie Schindler's List. Schindler?
I have no idea. That sounds like a good movie.
Well, it's too late now, Tyler. Oh my God.
Well, is there a way we can? Okay, well, you know what? We'll sort it out. We always sort things out. And if it happens to be P.O., he's never going to use it beyond that day ever again anyway. So,
Yeah.
so there it is, Mom.
That's cool. Yeah.
There it is. We
Oh
just
my
figured it out.
We just figured it
This
out.
this podcast took a weird turn. Okay,
Yeah,
well,
it
I
took a
think that
weird
about does it
little
for the couch. As always.
And viral video of the day: too many cooks, adults swim.
Oh yeah,
It'll
yeah,
get stuck in your head.
yeah. We should
like
do
that.
that. We should do that.
Too many cooks.
This
too
is what
many
Tyler's been
stews.
watching on YouTube. Too many cooks. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Ramos. Love you. Got that
Yeah.
shit stuck in
He
my
might
head
be
so
on
many
our podcast
times.
soon. He might be in our podcast.
Oh yeah, he's next. This is actually a sample. He's going to be the only listener if he
Yes.
devotes 25 minutes.
Yeah, he'll tell other people, of course, but I don't think. I'm thinking about doing one of the going to World Comics when that kid is there and telling him to be like a special guest or whatever.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Like we would get so many listeners.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think
As of
we'll.
now, our only listener is Ramos and Lindsay.
Yeah, I think we're gonna leave it here. So
All right.
this will end the couch for this Sunday. What day is it today? It's November what? 16th?
I have no
I think it's the 16th.
Well, if Friday is the 21st, I have no idea. I don't keep track of this stuff.
You don't, huh?
It's just a day to me.
Yeah, it's Sunday, November 16th. So
Alright, 16th. Then.
this is the couch. I'm Victor William. This is my boy Ty,
Yeah.
and we're signing off. Have a good night, everybody.
Goodbye.